So now that Crankworx is all wrapped up, I wanted to talk about the bike that I decided to bring here. The nice thing about Crankworx is it happens at the end of product release season. So as new bikes are coming out, I'm always thinking, which is gonna be the one I'm gonna take to Whistler? And it didn't take me long after riding the Yeti SB165 to be like, this is the bike to bring to Whistler. Tons of travel. It's got 27 5-inch wheels, so it's gonna feel comfortable on the jumps, comfortable on the windy, twisty stuff here, and really comfortable on how gnarly, chundery the trails are. So done deal, that's the bike I'm bringing. Then I started spending time on these mixed wheel size bikes. And I know I said in the video that you don't want to get a setup that has less travel in the front than the rear. But with a 165, I can't really do a 165 travel fork. It's just not easy to custom make an air spring to get that done. So brought a 170 air spring and a 160 Fox 36 with a 29-inch wheel. And what I found that it does is when I'm doing a little more conservative riding, like I did a big loop up at Lord of the Squirrels, and it made the bike a little bit more tame. That's not for everyone, especially someone who's buying an SB165. They're buying it because they like the big travel 27 5-inch bike. But that little bit of difference in travel, it's only 5 millimeters, so it's not significant. And also, what it does is when you're at bottom out, it puts that bias towards the rear. Even though at rest, there's that 5 millimeter difference, it's much more biased towards the rear at bottom out. So when you're hitting something hard, which there's a lot of things to hit hard out here, it is a little bit more comfortable. But again, it's a little less floaty because it has less travel. So it's not for every application of this bike, but when I wanted something that was a little more conservative trail worthy and also something to experiment with, I thought it was a perfect combination. And since I'm used to 29-inch bikes, what is really cool about having a coil shock in the rear is that it mitigates the little bit of disadvantage that 27 5-inch wheels have in the big bumps that you have around here. It just makes it that much more sensitive, and all that travel, all that deep travel, it really is just as good as having a 29-inch wheel out back, but it's so much more flickable and nimble.